Hello, welcome to Unboxed God, where we detox from religion and discover the God who refuses to fit inside the boxes we were given. I'm Tolu Sarah Johnson, and here we explore who God really is, beyond fear, beyond formulas, and beyond everything we were taught to perform. If you're hungry for a real relationship with Him, you are in the right place. Let's dive in. So, this is going to be the second parable in the theme of managing, and this is going to be the parable of the rich fool. Yes, false security and wasted stewardship. That is what this parable is about. When we look at the first parable, the rich man and Lazarus, it was about the gate you walked past. The rich fool is about the barn you hid inside. Yes, in the first parable, someone was suffering at the edge of your life. In this one, no one is at the gate. No source, no begging, no emergency. Just success. A bumper harvest. A life that seems settled. A life that seems to have everything. And that's exactly why Jesus tells it. Because sometimes the greatest spiritual danger is not wickedness. It is comfort that convinces you are untouchable. Yes. And this is so common today. Part of that comfort is a pastor saying, I've got 47 wristwatches. If I want anything now, I can get it. Somebody just donated like £1,000,000 car to me, and I live in a 40,000 square feet house. Yes, a comfort that confuses you that you are untouchable, that you have it all. That is the danger. And how it flows from Lazarus. Lazarus confronts the sin of overlooking people. The rich fool confronts the sin of over-trusting your possessions. So the question shifts. Not who did you ignore, but what were you building? And for whom? We don't have these questions to ask. But before we dive deeper, let's read the Bible verse. The parable of the rich fool. Someone in the crowd said to him, Teacher, tell my brother to divide the inheritance with me. Jesus replied, Man who appointed me a judge or an arbiter between you. Then he said to them, Watch out, be on the guard against all kinds of greed. Life does not consist in abundance of possessions. And he told them this parable. The ground of a certain rich man yielded an abundant harvest. He thought to himself, What shall I do? I have no place to store my crops. Then he said, This is what I'll do. I will tear down my barns and build bigger ones. And there I will store my surplus grain. And all I say to myself, You have plenty of grain laid up for many years. Take life easy. Eat, drink, and be merry. But God said to him, You fool. This very night, your life will be demanded from you. Then who will get what you have prepared for yourself? This is how it will be with whoever stores up things for themselves, but is not rich towards God. Wow! That is resounding. Are you rich towards God? Not just financially rich. Are you rich with your wealth? Are you rich with your time? Are you rich with your resources? Are you rich with the intellect, with the wisdom, with the knowledge that He has given you? Are you rich towards Him? Or do you keep acquiring just for yourself? It's all about me. This parable starts with an argument about inheritance. Money that hasn't even been earned, yet already has the power to divide out. There's so many people today, they're already thinking of inheritance. And Jesus refuses to be recruited into greed's courtroom. He doesn't say, let me calculate fairness. He says, watch out. Because he knows something we forget. Greed is rarely loud. It is usually logical. Yes, it sounds like planning, isn't it? It sounds like wisdom. It sounds like responsibility. Until you notice, it never once consults eternity. And that's what happens today as well. I keep coming back to the church because that's the world I know well. Today, you will see a lot of plans that are being given in church. And all of these plans sounds worthy. Oh yes, we are going to build 50,000. We're going to build another church that will contain 50,000 people. I can't forget, maybe about a few months past, I listened to a lady who has deconstructed from Christianity and left totally. And she said something. She said, who is adding more value to the society? Is it someone like Elon Musk that keeps producing jobs for people? Or is it our churches that we've built palaces, we've built kingdoms? And instead of us using the money that is coming into the church to be producing more work for people in the church, we keep expanding. We keep saying, yes, now we've got 50,000. We're not going to the 100,000. We're not going to one. For what? Keep expanding your kingdom. And I know for a lot of people today, church is like an inheritance. Pass it to your son, pass it to your children. It is no longer about the kingdom. It is no longer about thinking about God. It's like, yes, so I'm going to build this kingdom, and then God asks for your life on that night. Yes, come back home. And you might not go home. I don't know where God is sending you to, whether hell or heaven. But look at the greediness. But the greediness is so subtle because it comes like, oh, it is logical. We are just planning. Yes, you're planning till you plan your destiny and you land in a place that you were not expecting. Yes, the rich man, look at that analogy very well. The rich man feels produces more than he can store. So he makes a decision that sounds completely sensible. I will tear down my barns and build bigger ones. And here is the trap. It didn't say, I will feed the hungry. It didn't say, I will lift widows. It didn't say, I will fund the kingdom. It said, I will restore it for myself. Barns are not just buildings. Barns are beliefs. A barn is whatever you build to convince yourself you are safe. Some people, it is savings. For others, it is status. For others, it's property, contact, followers, titles, or influence. A barn is a private fortress built out of fear. Yes. The silent vows that say, if I can secure enough, I won't need to depend on God. And that's the art of this parable. And I will tell you, I fall into that as well in the past, into that trap, where I say, oh yes, oh, I'm going to save money so that at least I know that I'm secure. And what happens? God brings something that will make me to spend that money. It keeps teaching me, told you have to depend on me. Absolutely. You cannot have your backup plan. So, we need to watch out. We need to be on guard because life does not consist in abundance of possession. It does not say possessions are evil. It just says possessions are a terrible place to build identity. Because when your life is built on having, you become addicted to more and more. And it's never a number. It is a spirit. And this is where a lot of wealthy people fall into. They are never satisfied. They're always wanting to build more and more and more and more. Just like a guy I came up recently is a millionaire and he's spending his money so that he can expand his life so that he will be what does he say? So that he wouldn't die. There's a word that you use for that. But what he doesn't know is no matter how many health money that he spends his money on, when the time comes, he will die. But he's spending all his resources eating horrible food so that he can be alive forever. What are you being alive for? I don't know. I don't know why you want to live on this earth forever. But of course, that is how he thinks. So, listen to the language. You have plenty laid up for many years. Take life easy. He speaks to his soul like a manager suiting a nervous employee. But he's comforting himself with a lie. That time is guaranteed. That breath is automatic. That tomorrow belongs to him. That was what he was thinking. Then God speaks one sentence that collapses the whole illusion. This very night, your life will be demanded from you. Not because God is cruel, but because the man built his entire identity on a future he did not own. Yes, that future is owned by God. And that is why Jesus calls him a fool. When my husband passed on, I never knew he was going to die at 40. Because that future, we didn't own it. And a lot of times we live as if we own our future. We live carelessly, just living for the fun of it, for the enjoyment of it. Nothing that you are sowing into your eternity. You don't think about God. You just think about yourself. Me. So when they're on deathbed, they start regretting. Oh, I wish I've spent more time with my children. Oh, I wish I've done this. When my husband was on deathbed, what he said was, I am at peace with God. That's so different. And this is a man that didn't acquire wealth. This is a man that just lived a life of obedience. This is a man that was a friend of God. So, you need to let that be resounding to you. That man that is taking tablet to live forever, his future, he doesn't own it. God owns it. And when time comes, it will disappear. And that's why Jesus calls him a fool. Not because he planned, not because he saved, but because he built a life as if death wasn't real and God wasn't relevant. That was how he built his life. Yes, that death is not real. There's nothing like that. And God wasn't relevant. And there's still so many fools around us today that still live with the same mindset that they're going to live forever. And that's why a lot of people, even a lot of men of God, that's why they chase again a prosperity gospel, whereas the real gospel is the gospel of love. They've thrown that out and they replace it with flashy things that perishes. And this is sad. This is sad because this man is living a life of quiet abundance. Because the man lands produces plentiful, not through crime, not through oppression, not through blood, just a bumper harvest. And this is where this parable becomes frightening. God blessed his ground, and the man mistook the blessing as proof of approval. Instead of asking, Lord, what do you want done with this? What do you want me to do with all this wealth that you've provided me with? He asks only, what shall I do for myself? And that's the problem. The church, instead of them, when the resources comes into the house, what can we do with this money for our members? They think, what can I do for myself? How can I continue to expand my kingdom? How can I continue to expand this ministry? And that question is the birthplace of the rich fool. It does not talk to God. It talks to his bands. It does not consult eternity. It consults storage. It consults his wealth. It does not interpret blessing as responsibility. He interprets it as permission. So he tears down barns, perfectly functional ones, to build bigger barns. Not because people are starving, not because a mission is expanding, not because he has a burden for the poor, but because he wants a life where his future can be controlled. And he rehearses the speech the woman he rehearses the speech the woman had loved to preach to himself. You have plenty, take life easy, eat, drink, and be merry. This is the management without God. Planning that never prays, savings that never serves, security that never surrounds. Is that the life that you are living? You are living your life as if you own it. And then comes the defining line. This is how it will be with anyone who stores up things for themselves, but is not rich towards God. Being rich towards God is not a mystical phrase. It is painfully practical. It means your wealth serves love, not your ego. You give out your time, your love, your resources. Your planning serves purpose, not fear. Your increase becomes still worship, not self-worship. And your future includes eternity, not just retirement. Yes, because why is he thinking of retirement? He's going to die one day. And this is how fool we are. We don't think of death. We live as if we are going to live forever. There is nothing like eternity. You just keep planning for retirement. And you pass on and people say, oh, what a pity. If you live your life the way you're supposed to live it, that will not be a pity for you. It will be a celebration of your life, celebration of the life that you have lived. And this is why this parable is dismantling self-made security, accumulation without purpose, plans that never consult eternity. And it leaves you with one piercing revelation. Managing is not just about what you have. It's about why you think you are safe. Why do you think you're safe? Why do you think that you are never going to die? That is the thing that I can't fathom. Why do we live this life like a fool? And you think of this analogy. Imagine a person buying the most advanced home security system, cameras, alarms, reinforced doors, while the house itself is on a crumbling cliff edge. They didn't secure their life. They secured the illusion. That is the rich fool. He fortified the barn but neglected the soul. Yes. He fortified the barn but he neglected his soul. It's sad. I want you to picture this analogy and another analogy. A man who builds a fortress on top of a ticking clock. Thick walls, high towers, deep storage rooms. Everything screams safe. But underneath the floorboards, time is counting down. That is what Jesus exposes. Because your barns can grow while your breath shrinks. Your savings can rise while your soul starves. Your plans can look solid while the night is already scheduled. And then without warning, without negotiation, God speaks. You fool. This is the very night your life will be demanded from you. Not next year. Not after retirement. Not after the second home. Not after the next promotion. Tonight. Because the greatest shock of mortality is not that we died. It is that we often die mid-sentence in our plans. Yes, we all have plans. We are always planning. But there comes whenever it comes. When my husband passed on, we've just moved to Edinburgh. We're so happy. We're planning the future. We did not even start before death came. So what happens to the plan? And that is why heaven is asking you this question. Because your financial strategy never prepared for you. You can't prepare for your destiny. So all the things that you've been preparing, who will get what you prepared? for yourself. Where is it going? That sentence might sound brutal because it reveals the real issue. Not that he prepared, not that he planned, but that he prepared just for himself. He built a future that had no kingdom in it, no mercy in it, no God in it, no neighbor in it, just story, just about himself. Jesus calls him a fool because he confused accumulation with meaning. Have you confused the accumulation of your wristwatch, the accumulation of your private jet, the accumulation of your cars, the accumulations of your church members, whatever? Have you counted that as meaning? He was rich in grain, but poor in God. That's how so many majority of those men of God that you run after. I'm not going to name names, but they are rich in money, rich in their grain, but they have no clue of who God is. He was wealthy in surplus, but bankrupt in love. He mastered storage, but did not master stewardship. And stewardship is not simply how much you save. It is what your savings trained your heart to worship. Is your money training you to be of more blessing to other people? Or is your money making you more greedy? Because sometimes we say we are being wise, but what we are really doing is building a life where we never have to trust God. Yes, that's the secret. So this parable dismantles self-made security, a life without dependence, accumulation without purpose, resources with no mission, plans that never consult eternity, a future drafted without heaven. That is what a lot of people are living. And for those that are in heaven, Jesus closes with a line that becomes the doorway into the whole managing team. Say, this is how it will be with whoever stores up things for themselves, but it is not rich towards God. To be rich towards God does not mean being poor on purpose. And a lot of you are in heaven, you just prioritize your life. It is just about you. It is about your enjoyment. It is about your comfort. You keep building these rewards, and these rewards that you've built, that heaven has prepared for you, it has become your God. And you don't even know how to step out of that enjoyment and be of service to other people. Because you live your life just to serve your own comfort. And Jesus is calling, are you going to step out, you fool, to start living your life for other people in heaven? Your money doesn't only reinforce your image. We know there's no money in heaven. But what have you acquired that is reinforcing your image? You've placed yourself on your high horse. You've placed yourself somewhere where God has not placed you. Your plans don't only protect your control. It's all about me, me, me. And we just need to start seeing through the lens of Jesus. Yes. Because if we go back to Lazarus, Lazarus asked, who did you ignore at your gate? That's what that parable asks. The rich fool is asking you, what did you ignore in your mirror? Lazarus is about the poor man outside. The rich fool is about the poor soul inside. So are you in heaven and you are living like a poor soul? It's all about you. Selfishness, greediness, manipulation, living in flesh. Because you can avoid charity and you can also avoid wisdom. Yes, you can be ungenerous and you can also be deeply self-deceived. And a lot of you are self-deceived. So managing becomes weightier now. It isn't only what did you do with your money, or what did you do with your resources, or what did you do with your time. It is what did your money do to you. Yes, it is what has that wealth, what has that reward that you received in heaven, what has it done to you? Has it changed you? Has it made you prideful? Has it made you feel that you're better than every other person? Has it made you think that now I'm in eternity, I am well secured for life? Like that man in the barn. Stop being in your comfort zone. Arise and be of help to Jesus. Arise and be of help to Papa. And for those on heart, live beyond your life. Live for other people. Your life will be requested of you like this rich fool one day. You will never have to live on this earth forever. You will have to die one day. And a day of reckoning is going to come. Some of these parables, I'm still going to pile them together about the day of reckoning, because that is coming. So if Lazarus exposes neglect and the rich fool exposes illusion, the next parable we are going to will hopefully expose allegiance. Because the question is no longer did you have enough or did you save well, but which kingdom are you funding with your decision? And that is what we will be going through in our next parable. And I hope you have been blessed by this. And I hope this parable has warned you about false peace. Let go of the false peace, because a peace without God is not peace anyway. And because the most dangerous sentence a soul can ever believe is, I have many years. I have many resources in heaven. I have many rewards. I hope you've been challenged and you've been blessed, and that message is going to help you to take the right decisions and to change your life. God bless.